Welcome back to Sportsline, everybody. As we said, it is WrestleMania week. WrestleMania 34 comes your way this Sunday from New Orleans. You can catch it on pay-per-view or the WWE Network. But before that, Friday night is the star-studded WWE Hall of Fame ceremony. And one of this year's inductees is Hendersonville's own Double J, the King of the Mountain, and now we can call him Hall of Famer. Jeff Jarrett joins us here on Sportsline. Jeff, I know we talked the week that it was formally announced that you were going into the WWE Hall of Fame, but I was curious to get your thoughts. First of all, thanks for being on. I know it's been a busy, crazy week for you. You and your family getting ready to travel to New Orleans for Friday night ceremony, so we appreciate you being on. Now that we're just a couple of days from the actual induction ceremony, what are your thoughts tonight?
You know, John, and I appreciate you having me on. And I would have never really thought that back when you were so gracious to come out to the house. I didn't have to come in studio, but no. You know, for us to chat back then and now, I wouldn't have really thought that there would have had so many things happen. And I'm not saying anything major, but, you know, Road Dogg, the announcements have been made. Road Dogg, Jesse James, Brian James, a lifelong friend of mine has been announced as the person to induct me, and he's perfect. I'm super excited about that. But, you know, all this is all over social media today. Last night I was down at Bridgestone. SmackDown was in town, the last televised show before everybody heads to New Orleans and Mania and everything going in, and they had me. You know, the camera showed up at the house early yesterday morning, and me and Karen and the kids, and we shot stuff for the network, for social media, for all kinds of things. And I went all over town and shot some stuff that we did that I shot 23 years ago when Double J first, you know, we were in front of the Ryman, and you pull up clips of what the Ryman looked like in 1993 and what it looks like today. It doesn't even almost the outside to resemble. And the Country Music Hall of Fame, obviously, it's 2 city blocks now, right beside Bridgestone.
Right.
Ago, it was up around Demonbrium, John, long before you were in Nashville, way before your time. But no, it's been really cool, and for me to walk into the arena and it being, you know, obviously in Nashville, my hometown, and walking through Bridgestone and connecting with some old faces, and they documented some things. And, you know, we're here at the house tonight in Hendersonville packing up because the whole family's headed down to New Orleans tomorrow. So it's a pretty special time in the Jarrett household, I'll say that. Yeah, we just showed some footage, some backstage footage of you with at Bridgestone Arena, just meeting and greeting everybody. And Jeff, I got to say, the look of sheer joy and happiness on your face to see some old friends like you did last night. What was that like for you? Well, what was the reason I'm chuckling is because they, you know, we pulled in and you know, that back entrance at Bridgestone, and they held me at the car and they said, look, we want to get natural reactions and all that. So we got in there before a lot of the guys had gotten there. So I got to walk around, and they said, hey, let's go out in the arena, and that has been shown and on WWE.com. But then as soon as we sort of came back to the back where the dressing rooms were, all of a sudden there was just a long line of guys. You know, they've got a certain call time to be there, so there was a lot there, and it was like I was shaking hands. It was almost like I'm running for politician, but one after another, and that was just like rapid fire. Michael Hayes, Arn Anderson, oh God, I mean a list. But then you know, and they didn't show when Bobby Roode, but when me, you know, I snuck up behind Bobby Roode. I almost got AJ. He peered out of the corner of his eye and saw me coming. So I was doing a bum rush attack on all of them. But it was great. They had no idea I was going to be there. Bobby Roode texted me when he was out by the airport yesterday when I was downtown, and I just went along with the text that, hey, man, yeah, glad you're in town. Still didn't let him know I was in town. So when he showed up to the arena, he was shocked. So, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. We all had a lot of fun just reconnecting, and then, you know, what an event. And like I said, the last televised event going in, and Daniel Bryan and Shane kicking off the event, Nakamura and AJ closing it. So it was definitely a special day for me and Karen and the kids yesterday.
Yeah, we're spending a couple more minutes with Jeff Jarrett, Hendersonville's own, who he will be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame this Friday night in New Orleans. Jeff, when you walk through and you see a Bobby Roode and AJ Styles, guys that you worked with in the TNA promotion, doing pretty well for themselves in WWE, how much pride do you take in that?
I don't know if pride, maybe a proud papa or proud, I don't know. I'm so happy for those guys. And I've always said it, cream rises to the top, talent gets you to the top, attitude keeps you there. I'm just so happy for them because both of those guys, they worked their tail off. And then yesterday I got to not just be around it, but I really got to witness that they're the top guys. They were the top guys in our dressing room for years, and now they've not only arrived at WWE, but AJ's going into this Sunday's event as the WWE champion. That speaks volumes. It's almost like a storybook come true that on my behalf, I'm the lucky one out of my entire family that gets chosen to be in the Hall of Fame, and AJ's the champion. And we went out to the fairgrounds yesterday and shot some footage. And that's going to air. And, I told a quick little story. I don't know if that'll make it to .com, but it was about me and AJ, and our rivalry started right there in that building. So there was a lot of emotion out of yesterday. Quite frankly, I was worn out when I got home from emotion. I
can imagine, and you still got a lot left. You got to travel to New Orleans. You got to take part in the ceremonies Friday night. Are you doing a prepared speech, or are you just going to talk off the? You're just going to cut a promo like old Double J used to do back in the day?
John, that's a good question. And this is something that obviously I've known about since early January. That's just in my nature to be thinking about things, and I don't want to overthink it. But I've definitely got some ideas. But we'll see. Well, it'll be exciting. We'll see what comes out of my head. But obviously it's going to be a very, very emotional night. I'm just so grateful, John. You know me. I'm just very grateful for the opportunity and everything that goes with this, and it's still. In what essence, very, very surreal to me. That who would have thought? I told the guy today when I was doing a podcast. He said, "Would you have thought when you started your career you'd have a Hall of Fame career?" I said, "I wouldn't have thought 6 months ago I'd be in the Hall of Fame, let alone 32 years ago."
Wow. Well, Jeff. We're going to be previewing WrestleMania here with our buddy Justin Labar after you and I part ways.
Tell Justin I said hello.
He told me to tell you hello. He's a big fan of yours, and he's very happy to see you go into the Hall of Fame. He's a good guy. Known him from my Pittsburgh days. WrestleMania, as we close out with you, WrestleMania, what it's become. We're old enough to remember the first WrestleMania with Mr. T and Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper, God rest his soul, and Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. For where it started to where it is now, I mean, it's been amazing for this industry that you love so much, sports entertainment. What are your thoughts on WrestleMania turning 34 years old?
But yesterday I'd actually said a little bit of this off camera, but I said some of it on camera as well. When you look at, and to me, and John, I'm just going to go ahead and preface it, I think you'll jump on my bandwagon. I'm going to start lobbying to have WrestleMania in Nashville.
Let's do it. I got your back. Whatever you need. Whatever you need.
Let me do with the Music City Center and Bridgestone and the stadium, and we've got it all, and then some, and some great places to eat. But when you think about WrestleMania, it's, I was in the one in Madison Square Garden in 10, and Hartford and Philly, and but it used to be. Obviously, it's always been an enormous event, but it was an arena. Now we're going to New Orleans, and Friday night it's where the Pelicans play. It's Smoothie King Center for the Hall of Fame ceremony. Saturday night NXT, Monday Raw, Tuesday SmackDown, and then of course Sunday, where multiple Super Bowls have been held. So it's 5 consecutive nights of big-time events. And that's not, the access, fan access, which starts on Thursday that runs through Sunday. That alone is a really, really big convention. It's Comic-Con times 1,000. But the access for 4 days and everything that goes with it, it's really, really cool. And the people that come from literally all over the world. I mean, on Twitter, I've got people from Australia. I mean, I don't even want to burn up any more time on all the different countries that people come to New Orleans to enjoy it. I did an appearance last Saturday at Jerry Lawler's restaurant down on Bill in Memphis, and people from the Netherlands started their vacation in Nashville, spent the last weekend in Nashville, drove down to Memphis on a Saturday, and then they were driving on to New Orleans. Literally, it was a 2-week vacation, and it was all built around WrestleMania.
That's amazing.
Of course, they had to stop off in Nashville, so I patted them on the back for that. But no, it's just enormous now. It really, WWE's enormous, publicly traded company. They have their own network, such forward thinkers, and yeah, it really. I have to sit and scratch my head just on the when I think about the scale. It's just incredibly how big it is now.
Well, Jeff, I want you to enjoy the weekend with you and your family. It's well deserved. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy what is coming your way. Induction to the WWE Hall of Fame. We're all proud of you here in Nashville. We love you, and congratulations again, my friend.
Appreciate it, John. Appreciate you having me on, and we'll catch up when I get back to New Orleans.
All right, sounds good. The great Jeff Jarrett, Hall of Fame inductee as of Friday night. We look forward to that. You can catch that on the WWE Network, by the way. All right, we come back. We are going to preview WrestleMania 34. Justin Labar, WWE analyst, is going to join us, and he's going to take us for the rest of the show. We're going to get you everything you need to know about this Sunday's card at the Showcase of the Immortals. Stay with us. We're back after this.